beating our heads against this for quite a while. And there are issues right now with our economy. There are issues right now with over-incarceration and everything else. And I'm just kind of bouncing it off them while you guys are talking. Sorry. Before I said this, maybe, Tom, you were on the first trust, but so maybe you can answer this because I don't want to misspeak. But I think when they built the new jail, what was going to kind of reasoning of abandoning the old jail was to use the old jail at some point. Is that fair? Maybe
No,
use the
I think at that time they said it was not inhabitable. You could not use it. The health department was not. You couldn't solve the problem. You couldn't solve the mortgage problem.
Well, the way I understood it, when we spent $10,000 or something, get a study on it, a work study, they could solve the problem. They could do it. It's going to cost about $1 million. And you could get 25 or 30 beds out of it or something like that. And I don't want to misspeak. But you can solve the problem, from what I understand. I mean, I don't think they came back and said you can't do it. They just said you can do it. But I think when they get to looking at, how much money per bed space is it going to cost you, the number of beds you're going to get as opposed to going and doing it somewhere else, that you could get a lot more bang for your buck by doing a lot larger pie situation. But not to say that Olive Grove is for 2/10, but I have been in discussions and I've heard today, that there are at least going to be some, and I know the mayor's not saying anything here, but that would be in favor of 2/10. And I know the opposition, from what we see in Grove, is some of it, not all of it. The 5/10 is too much. Maybe 2/10 is okay, and that 174, 100, 200, whatever it is also too big. So what I propose, what I'm saying is maybe what we do is, take that next kind of step, which I kind of think that the original trust had, which is, I know everybody wants to solve this problem forever, but I don't know if right now the economy and where everybody's at with their own finances and job situations and everything else is going to put us in a situation right now to solve this problem forever, especially when there's other issues out there that people are wanting to look at possibly. I've heard maybe do something with the fire tax, maybe do something with the solid waste tax, maybe come up with other programs. So there's other things that I think people are going to, from what I hear, are going to look at long-term things to try to fix in the future. And so maybe what we do, maybe what we ought to consider is look at kind of like Mike said. What can you do with 2/10? How much money is 2/10? What can Southfield do with what we have to keep it where we're at? Now, switching away from your attorney to the DA, I'm going to tell you, I'd like to have it here myself. I just think it's just more functional for the court system when you're dealing with it all the time, for it to be here. And I think if we can use those beds, if it's possible, I think that would be great, to use the beds that we already have. So I don't think we've actually looked at that. I do know, I keep hearing from everybody, we're banging our heads against the wall, we're still doing the same thing over, and we kind of are. And so I'm just kind of throwing that out there. I'm not a voting member of the trust, that's up to you guys, but I want to give my 2 cents, and maybe it's something that we can look at and get away from this idea, and maybe you don't, and that's fine, no hard feelings, of getting this, solving this problem forever, and look at, solving it right now with what we have. And I'm confident that if we were to do that, at least the lawsuit and all that threat and all that stuff is going to go away. Now, you may not want to do that. I don't know. Owen had an idea. Let's get something a little more firm from Grove before maybe you guys want to take any action. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea either. Anyway, I want to get my 2 cents out there because I'm pretty bashful and I don't want to ever do that.